I want to tell a quick story. I remember one day I wanted to get a mirror, and I was at the market to get this mirror, and they were beating a child. They were beating a child seriously. And where I wanted to buy the mirror, my customer was like, "Oh, they should beat the child very well." And I looked at him and I told him, I said, "Why are you support this child? The child probably be around 9 or 10. Why are you saying they should beat this child? And you probably even want to join them to beat the child?" He said, "Well, the child stole something now that the child stole at the market." I'm like, "Okay." So I asked him a simple question. I said, "Where's your own child?" Because I know he has about 3 boys. I said, where are they? Where are your children? In fact, the youngest one that I know very well, where is he? He said he's at school. I said, "Okay, good." I said, "You can give an account of where your child is at a particular time. You can say, oh, my child is at school. Oh, my child is at home." I said, "Who is giving an account of this boy that just stole? Where's the father of this child to say, okay, my child is here, here, and there?" I said, "You are able to provide for your child. You feed them. You are sure they are in school, they are home, and things like that." I said, "Do you think this boy has somebody that will give an account for him like that?" Then he was quiet. What am I saying in a nutshell? I was trying to tell him that yes, this boy making a decision to steal, that's one thing. But there is even a fundamental problem, a fundamental issue that has to be resolved, is that this boy, nobody is giving an account for this boy, and is not being shown the right thing. And we already know human beings follow in the direction of what they see. If you want to change your life, you must have something that you are seeing, that you are, trying to, replicate, work towards. That's why we are looking unto Jesus. We look unto Jesus so that we can keep being like Jesus. So the same way I told him, I said, this child does not have a good example. So when there is no good example in the society, it falls. It cannot hold together. And that's why I'm saying this, this thing I'm about to say, that if you're a young man and you want your life to go in a particular direction, you need to pick 1, 2, 3 people that are living the kind of life that you think you should be living. When I mean the kind of life that you think you should be living, of course, we already know that we don't imitate people until they imitate God. So therefore, we know that we only imitate people that imitate Christ. We only imitate people that imitate Christ. So if you really have a blueprint, you have an idea of this is how my life is supposed to go, you'll be doing yourself a great disservice if you now you are looking at the wrong example, or you are following the wrong example, and you are expecting that